Friends, tonight I have my GTX100. I've got a Gretsch guitar here that I'm playing. It's got P90s in it. I'm playing that guitar because it's kind of a nice semi in between regular single coils and humbuckers. The sound seems to be anyway. And had someone ask me just recently if I used the presets on my GTX100 or did I use sounds that I made mostly. And so the answer is mostly sounds that I make. Although I still leave a bunch of the presets in there just for inspiration, just to see kind of things that can be done. But so a lot of my presets come from ideas I get off of the GTX100. Well, I have my phone with me tonight, and I thought I'm trying to do a screen capture on it. Hopefully it's going to work. I thought I'd show you a bunch of the presets that I've made. Now, some of these might bore people if you're looking for very high gain stuff. There's some moderate gain stuff here. Mostly what I do is I do a lot of Fender sounds, a lot of Vox sounds, Hiwatts, Marshalls. I've done some Mesa Boogie stuff. Mostly though, that's what I deal in is just semi-hollows and Strats and Tellies and Les Pauls, etc. through classic sounding amps. And I don't put a whole lot of bells and whistles on there. I try to come up with an amp that sounds good, a reverb that sounds good, and then I might put my floor pedals, my cheap floor pedals and stuff through them, just for fun. And I can get like a broad range of sounds, but I'm not going to talk much more. I'm going to play you some of these sounds. Of course, the first one that I've got here on here is one that's very familiar to everyone, and that is a twin reverb clean. I'm not going to play a whole lot. This one is pretty much exactly what comes. It's not exactly. I have edited it a little bit, and I can show you some of the things that I've done. I do have a Mythic drive in the beginning of it here, set like so. I do have the compressor, and usually I don't use compressors much, but I left the compressor on this. I thought it sounded good. Got the amp, the twin 65 twin set up. I didn't go to the other side here, so you see what I have here. And then I do have the spring reverb set like so. So let me go back and I'll just play a little bit of how that sounds in the neck position. My in-between position. And then my bridge. So yeah, that's one very stock. Let me go back just running through the kind of stuff though that I do. Here's my Princeton with a Klon. I do have a harmony on it, but I don't have it turned on, I don't think, right off the bat. I don't think I have the Klon on either, but I like the Princeton sound in this. A little different, isn't it, than a twin. I just think a Princeton's a really nice sounding amp. So how I got that one set up, I'll show you the amp right quick. There's my 65 Princeton. Here are my settings on that. Now here's what it does sound like with the drive on, the Mythic drive on, and that's how it's set up. But here's the, it's nice. Just that kind of bite you like a little bit there. It's a nice sounding Princeton, folks. here's my little harmony that I've got set up on that one. If I want to put it in, I think I've got it set to C right now, so it should be like a... So that's kind of a little fun one that I play with there. Let me just segue you through several other ones. Here's my bassman sound that I like, and I like my bassmans to be a little dirty. And a little bit dark. You know, you go to the bridge, it sounds pretty good. To keep enough so it doesn't like bleed together too much. I try not to distort so much that I get the string, you know, I like string separation. Now, one of the things you'll probably see on a lot of my setups, let me show you how that's set up here. So here's how I got my bassman set up, if you care to see these things. I'll go back, here's my, I do have a compressor on this one as well. Got my spring reverb. A lot of these sounds you're gonna see, I use the metal gate on it. Now, here's one coming up, and if I turn this metal gate off, you'll hear a little bit of noise. Maybe not. Maybe I have to be turned up really loud. But I typically put these metal gates, I set the threshold about like that. And listen, the metal gate to me is one of the best things about these amps, these Fender amps. You'd think it'd be something you use this when you're doing a metal type sound, really heavy sound you want to. But it's a very subtle noise reduction. I mean, it clamps it off, but it also lets go the note. It doesn't shut your note off. I'll try to say abruptly. It's very easy when it starts to get that noise floor that you're trying to eliminate. So it is just fantastic. Here's my tweed. Let me show you this. So I do have a compressor here on this one. Here again, like I say, I don't recall using so many compressors, but I do. Here's how my 57 twin looks as far as the controls. I'll show you that sound in a second. There's my metal gate, you saw that. And here's my large plate that I use on this sound. So what you think of this? I mean, to me, it's just, I'm just going for different Fender sounds in these the low presets I've made. One guy had sent me a message and told me that he thought that the GTX100 sounded ice picky, which I mean, I think he thought it got grates on the, give too much highs or something. I think if you EQ it right, if you set your settings right on the amp, there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing that's harsh about it to me. I think it's just a fantastic amp. So here is, I call this 61 Deluxe Overdrive. So here's how my amp is set on this one. So you can see I'm using about number 3 gain. I don't put a whole lot of gain on. Here I'm using the Mythic drive on this one. I've got it turned off. Let me turn it on. Well, let's turn it off on this. I'll show you the on and the off. I got the metal gate again like so. And then I've got the that small modern hall reverb on this one. So let's hear how this one sounds. And I'll play you some with the clon on it. Here again, I'm trying to get something that's distinctively different than the other things I have. Show you what the Mythic thing sits on. Just darkens it up a little. Sort of smooths out the gain. Makes it sing a little bit better, you know. So the ambient wash. Now this is one that's I think this is totally a sound that was programmed. This is a preset, and I've left it on there. I've actually done several videos using this preset. So if you have one, you're familiar with old number 6 there, the ambient wash. That's one I did not change. Southern Cowpunk this is a pretty good sound, and this is not exactly the same that came with it. I've edited a little bit. It's one of my higher gain sounds. Show you this in case you want to check this one against the one you might have seen before. So there's the 90s American. Oops. Yeah, these are my different settings. I'm sure I've just changed the EQ somewhat on these. I did keep the pedal detune on this one, and here is the small room. Let's go show you another one here. So that one's not so different. My Bassman with the drive on it. It's a little bit chunkier Bassman. You know what? I don't have my volume up like I should on that one. I may have taken that down for some reason. Let's go over here. Oops. Go to volume. That one should be set something like this. Let me save it. So my sounds on this, so here again I got the Mythic, no, I got the yellow box on this one. The yellow box, the metal gate, and the GA15 reverb. So that's, here again, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to come up with sounds that are like complementary, like one that's got a little more high end, a little less mid-range maybe. I'm also trying to do sounds that I can just crank back a little bit with my volume knob. And this is one of those. I just go back maybe 2 notches. I don't think I'm using, yeah, I'm using a Blues Junior. I didn't know if I had this one set up. Now that sounds pretty nice to me. I have the, it looks like I do have the Klon on this one. No, I'm using the vintage trim on this one. That's right. Some of these I set up months ago, and I haven't looked at what all I've got on in a long time. Again, I still have the metal gate. And on almost all of these, I just find that it just kills all the noise. And check my tuning. So there's my Blues Junior with the tremolo on it. I should look at the names I give these things. Usually I tell myself I'm using trim or something. Here's my 65 Deluxe with mild gain. My wife is shaking a witch stick at me. Here's what's going on. My distraction. There is the GTX100. Here's how I'm recording it tonight with a Zoom H2, and I have these other mics over here going, trying to get a little bit of sound so that it'll sound good. So yeah, here is see, Blues Junior. Here's my 65 with mild gain. I call this. Let's see if you like this. Got this sound. I like this sound a lot. Pretty cool sound, that one. I'm neglecting showing you how I got it set. I should go back. I'm a little tired tonight, folks. Forgive me. There's my Mythic drive is on. Metal gate again on this one. On this one, I do have the mono delay. Give me a little bit of delay. And then I have my large reverb here, too. My wife's a big time distraction. Now, here again, Stray Cat. This one was a preset that's on here. I don't know how I'm going to get a better rockabilly sound than that. But I did want you to see kind of how I'm doing that, the dual showman. And this one is a preset that they have, but I've got it set somewhat differently. Let me go back to that showman again, show you the second half. All these I tweak. Every single one of these, I change a little something about them. Very few of them that really just fully satisfy me when I first hear. Here's my bass breaker with a slight wah, and it's dirty. So I got a little bit of a touch wah on this one. Let's see if you can even tell that it's there. Here you go. It's a pretty nice blues tone there. Nice. That's how I got the touch wah set up. Here's how I have the BB15 high set up. Here's how I got the metal gate, of course, almost like on all of them. Here's how I got my spring reverb. So I'm just sharing with you these are things that I've made. Tony's Jazz Chorus with tremolo. So here's a JC 120, I guess what it is. What? Now I like this sound a lot. I like this the dreaminess of it, throwing a trim on there with the chorus. pretty cool sound that one, I think, too. So the way that one's set up, I got my vibrato on the front side. I got my jazz chorus amp set like so. And then I always put the middle gate after the amp before stuff like reverbs and choruses. So I kill all the noise before it gets into these modulation or time-based effects. And here's I have my spring reverb set up. That's one of my favorite tones that I've come up with. And here's my deluxe boosted. So the amp, you can see what I've got. I've got a 65 deluxe reverb. I've got my Ranger boost, which I kind of like that Ranger boost. I've got my metal gate. And then I've got my spring reverb. Let me go back to the amp for a second to show you the other side of the amp. So that's what I have on this one. So what you think of this tone? I like my Fender sounds to really sing, you know. If I take that boost off, it's not quite, let me take it off and show you what it sounds like. So what the boost does here is just give me a little more high end, a little more punch in the higher registers. I'm here to tell you that is a really good boost. I like this Ranger boost a lot. And I'll go here and what else do I have here that I can share with you? 15 is my AC. So this is getting into some here's a little mild drive with a like an AC 30. I like that a lot. I think the Fender does a really nice job on the AC 30 kind of sounds. So I'll show you how that's set up. I got nothing in the pre. The amp itself is set up like so. Oh crap! The amp is set up like this, and then I have that large room reverbs dialed in about like that. The level pretty low. And here we go. Some more to share. Here's my British with a tremolo, the British Trim Dreamy. I don't even remember what this sounds like. But could use a little more boost on that one. We should go up with the volume, I think. Let's go full out on that one. Let me hit save. And I don't want to go up on the gain any. Oh, I do have that's my vibe. I want to keep that in front end. Here's my mono delay that I have on this one, and here is my large plate that I'm using. So let's play a little bit more of that one so you can hear how it sounds. Cool, isn't it? So there's another one of my AC sounds. I got my Jazz clean. Now, I'll show you what I've done here. I did leave a compressor on this one. I did modify this. This was and I did use the Fender amp. I think they had a Jazz thing set up. I used the gate and small room, but I really, hopefully, can share with you here that I did do some changes on this. 65. See if this sounds jazzy to y'all. I don't know, you know. Let's see. Say this, some of these sounds I made using a Telecaster, it might not sound the same. Most of these sounds I did set up either using a guitar like this, like a P90 or a semi-hollow or a Telecaster. So some of these sounds I may have tailored to, and you might have to do the same kind of thing, tailor them to sound right with the kind of guitar that you're using. Here's my fuzzy Excelsior with delay. Now I always like these little Excelsior amps, and I've got some fuzz built into this. It's a wicked sound. Let me show you how that sound is set up. So I have the big fuzz in the front end here. I have the Excelsior, which is a cool sounding little amp. It's just a wicked sounding amp in my mind. I've always kind of liked playing with it when I do these little modeling amps. And then there's my metal gate to quieten it if I turn it off. There, you hear that? That's the difference these things make using that. Here's my mono delay. I'm showing you 18. I made stop with 20 here. That maybe. So here is my chorus EAC with some slight dirt. So I've used some chorus on this one. I'll show you how this one is set up. I've got an EQ on that. Now that EQ makes a kind of nice difference on the top end. I'll show you. It's I use it just to brighten everything up just a little bit, make it sound a little more like an AC. And then I've got my triangle chorus, which is a nice chorus, by the way. And then I have the 60s British. And then I have the metal gate, and I have the ambient reverb on this one. Let me see, I'll get to number 20 here. What do I have on number 20? My 70s Marshall with delay. So this is a pretty rugged sound here. This one should be, yeah. DETUNE, my friends. How do I have that one set up? Well, I've got a Mythic drive. I've got my British set like so, 70s British. I've got my metal gate. I've got my 2290 delay, and I've got my Fender large hall. What else do I have here? I think I have another Marshall or something out there. Here's my 80s Marshall, which is another kind of cool sound. A little more crunchy. As I recall, this one sounds really nice with a Strat. Much reverb or anything on that one. I wanted one that would sound good paired left and right with the other Marshall I had that had more of that echoey sound. So this one has the Ranger boost on it again. It also has the green box. I actually doubled up on my gain pedals on that one. Got my British running just like this right here. More presence than I typically use on a British. Metal gate. And my small room reverb to keep things tight. And then now I'm back into some other things that are, so I've got a whole other bank of 30 or 40 other ones that I've got set up for Strats on it further on this. I'll stop tonight. I think this video has probably gone long enough. I basically just wanted you to see that no, it's not, this is not an amp that makes, what did the guy say, real sharp, spiky kind of sounds. No, it's an amp that does whatever you tell it to do, and I hope that I have recorded this well tonight. Like I say, my thing was I used a little zoom right in front of this. Used this Behringer, I think it's a B4 is what it's called, and then I had this other condenser mic and run in here. So I'm hoping it sounded okay tonight. I don't think I've ever done justice of how this amp sounds. The speaker in it, people have talked about switching out the speakers. It has a Celestion speaker in it. The reason it has it in there is it has to be something that's very transparent so that you can emulate a blue bell or a greenback or whatever kind of amp or cab, because it has, you know, amps or amp cabs and speakers, speaker emulation in it. Now, you know, the last thing I'll say about this, I've said it before in some other videos about this amp, is this is a $500 amp. That's super versatile, and you know, does it sound as good as a Tone Master Deluxe? Does it sound as good as a real twin? No. Does it sound 85 to 90% as good as one of those? Yes, I think so. I think you're getting within 85 to 90% of the quality that you get with a Tone Master Deluxe, or even with one of their tube amps. And then you get 40 amps built into it, and they're all about that good. Like I say, it does Marshalls well, it does the Mesa Boogies well. I'll do another. I've, like I said, got a bunch of presets I've put in there that are kind of set up for a Strat. So I'll play a Strat in a future video, and I'll show you some other ones that I've done. And I've just got some sounds in there that I think are highly satisfying. And so you can get all kinds of tones.